Wait, did Trump just say he's about to attack Venezuela? US military planes have been spotted operating off the coast of Venezuela. US President Donald Trump has deployed the world's largest warship and thousands of troops towards the country. This is the largest military buildup that the US has done in decades in Latin America. And on Thursday, Trump announced that very soon strikes on land will start in Venezuela. But what is this all about? Since September, the US have been targeting Venezuelan boats using naval and airstrikes, claiming that these were linked to Venezuela's drug trafficking network. In August, the US placed a $50 million bounty on Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela's prime minister. The US accuses Maduro of running Cartel de los Soles, a big drug traffic organization. However, these claims have denied both by him and by Gustavo Petro, Colombia's prime minister. This organization is now labeled as terrorist by the US. However, experts are also questioning its existence. Is it all an invention? Also, something which should be mentioned. Venezuela produces and exports way less narcotics than other neighbor countries like Mexico or Colombia. So what is really going on? What is that interest in Venezuela then for? I'll be straightforward. Oil. Let's be real, Venezuela holds one of the largest oil reserves in the world. But however, the conditions there are not optimal. Nicolas Maduro has been ruling under an authoritarian regime that has led the economy to fully collapse. There's hyperinflation, lack of food, lack of basic needs, electricity problems. Thousands of people have had to fly the country. So the oil is there, but the resources to extract it are lacking. And there is where the US has spotted a big opportunity. There's potential in Venezuela. If US companies got access to that oil, the benefit will be massive for the country. It would strengthen America's energy security and it would help regulate global oil prices because there will be more supply. Oil has to do with everything, said Gustavo Petro in an interview recently. And he might be right, China is Venezuela's biggest oil customer. And let's just remember that China and the US aren't precisely the best friends ever. To add on that, Venezuela also sends oil to Cuba. And Maduro recently announced some plans of taking over a region in Guyana, Venezuela's neighbor country, that is very, very high in oil. Guess what? In Guyana, there is a big US firm operating there already and extracting oil. That would obviously feel threatened if Maduro took over the region. But Trump's love for natural resources is nothing new. His foreign policies during his second term have all been based on resource access. This happened in Ukraine, that has critical minerals of its interest, Greenland's frozen land, and the Congo, that has minerals that are key to produce electronic devices and very, very important for global industries. And being very straightforward, during his campaign, Trump openly said he wanted to take over Venezuela and Venezuela's oil. In the meantime, Venezuela's opposition, led by Maria Corina Machado, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, has said that she welcomes US investment. Her view is that this could be a useful strategy to help with the country's economy and to make things more chill with Trump. The US now has over a dozen warships and 15,000 troops in the Caribbean. Things are getting tense in the region. And despite recently announcing his plans of carrying a land strikes in Venezuela to target drug traffickers, it is not that simple. When it comes to land, it's a completely different story. The US has no legal right of carrying attacks on land targets in Venezuela. Don't fall into Trump's trap. No, it's not only about drug trafficking. There's a whole story involving oil, regional influence, and power underneath that he doesn't want to tell. If Trump will carry a land attack on Venezuela, we still don't know. If we do know something, though, is that Trump is unpredictable, and Venezuela is a big player when it comes to oil. In the age of fossil fuels that account for 80% of our energy use, the stakes couldn't be higher. Come back next week to Context, please, for an easy explainer of a complicated story.